Hey guys, how's it going? We are back and welcome to the long overdue episode 5 of my free-to-play Ironman series. There will be no light goal for this episode as I did promise a second video last week but did not deliver on that, so there will be a second upload this week no matter what the likes on this video are. But if you are enjoying the series and the video, I would recommend you like it. Just showed you my friends chat real quick right there just so you could see who I have added. I've actually added quite a few more people since that time, so you might have not seen yourself on there, but the clan chat's been pretty full lately. We had about 20 people on yesterday, which was really impressive, so make sure you come check it out and we can have a chat. But yeah, I accomplished some really impressive stuff in this episode, so you're going to see that. But what I'm doing right now is I'm actually doing a technique that I learned where you can make between 500 GP and 1000 GP per inventory. You just fish lobsters, take it to the fishing store and sell them. It's actually lost its value a bit recently because more people have started doing it, but it is still a profitable method. I have, however, as you'll see later in this video, found that mining and smithing seems to be the best method because once you get to steel, you get quite a lot of money for whatever you decide to make. I got like 8k from spending an hour making steel med helms, and that's really not a whole lot of time to make that amount of money as an Ironman at my level. So yeah. But I did do quite a lot of fishing over the last week or so. And then as you can see now, I'm actually doing my smithing and decided to do some iron smithing because I wasn't up to the level to do steel yet. But as we get later into the episode, you will see that I start using steel because that is by far more profitable. I didn't have any occurrences of death over the week, I don't think, because that seems to be a fairly common trend recently, but I don't remember it happening at all over the week, so that's a good thing. I'm pretty sure we are going to stay free to play for the foreseeable future. The response on the video where I asked about that has been overwhelmingly in favor of free to play. So this week's question, remember we always have a question of the episode, and the question for this episode is, should I buy on my main account, my RS3 account, should I buy a bond, give it to this account, and then have 14 days of membership where I can do whatever I want for 14 days on members to get items that will benefit me as a free-to-play player. Now what I'm saying here is in the background I get my smithing level. What I'm trying to say here is I would have the 14 days, and probably what I would do is I would kill monsters or go to certain stores or get certain items that I wouldn't be able to get as a free-to-play Ironman, like the Rune Scimitar or the Rune Full Helm. Because as it stands, the best weapon I can have is a Rune Longsword, the best helmet I can have is a Rune Med Helm, and the best shield I can have is, I believe, a Rune Square Shield, perhaps? So there are quite a lot of items that I can't get as a free-to-play Ironman, so going into Members Ironman, those few items I would be able to get and bring back with me into free-to-play. So it would kind of be just a little break from free-to-play where I could get some cool items that would benefit me as a free-to-play player, and then I would remain free-to-play for the long-term future. And as you saw right there, we hit a huge milestone. I actually managed to get 40 attack, which means I can wield Rune Weapons. Now, you might think the first thing I went for is a Rune Longsword, but that's not actually the case, because I've been doing so much mining lately, and as you can see in the background, I definitely need it, because it took me like 4 attempts to actually get one of these coals mined. I, after this, decided to get, wait for it, 41 mining. And with 41 mining, I can actually use a Rune Pickaxe now, which is the best pickaxe in the game for a free-to-play player. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. And as you can see, I do have 32k in my inventory, and I'm heading towards a certain dwarf. I wonder what I could be doing with this 32k. You probably already all know what I'm doing. This is going to be my first rune item that I have on this account, which is a pretty big milestone for me, actually. And yeah, I'm excited that this series is progressing in a way that we've already started getting some rune items, and the episode that comes out later this week will be a fairly short one because I have to do a lot of grindy stuff, but there will be some payoff with certain rune items. I won't tell you which ones because I haven't started doing it yet, but I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to get, and I think you guys will be very excited about. Let's just say the Elvarg, the Dragon Slayer finish. Let's just... Sorry, I can't speak for some reason. Let's just say Dragon Slayer is coming soon. I don't know how much of that I'll edit out. Probably none, because you guys will find it amusing. But as you can see here, I do go and I buy the rune pickaxe. I have my first rune item, and I can actually equip it and show you guys. That is really cool in my opinion. I finally have my first rune item as a free-to-play Ironman player. And yeah, as I promised earlier in the episode though, here is me going to do some smithing. And this is actually something I wanted to talk about as well. I got recently asked in the clan chat to do a little episode, like a kind of tutorial almost, or a guide for some tips and tricks of how to be a successful Ironman player. And I thought that was a really good idea. I can't remember who recommended it, but I definitely did take that to heart, and it's a good idea, and I think I actually am going to do that. So if you guys have any ideas for what I should add into that video talking about what is a good thing for Ironmen to do, make sure you leave that in the comments down below, so I will make sure to add it into the video. It'll probably be a fairly long video because there's a lot of stuff I have to talk about, but you know, I can try to fit anything in you guys want me to talk about. Obviously, I know that the steel plate bodies drop is in the wilderness, and that's fairly profitable, but it is also quite dangerous, and I don't recommend it necessarily, so I don't think I'm going to be putting that in the video. I'm terribly sorry. And as you can see here, I am just finishing up this smithing by getting some daggers and eventually moving to maces, and just every time you unlock a new item, make sure you make that one, because in just about every instance, the higher level item is worth more to shops. So yeah. Once I get to steel plate bodies, that is going to be ridiculous money. They are about 2,000 GP per plate body, and they are, I think they're 5 steel bars per plate body, so that rounds out to not a whole lot of stuff and get quite a good bit of money for it. So hopefully I'll be getting there soon, as there is some larger items in my near future that I would like to get. And as you can see, I headed into the general store, sold all 50 of my steel maces, then headed down to the sword shop, sold all my swords and daggers, and then I decided to head over to Barbarian Village so I could sell my steel med helms that I talked about. And yeah, we ended up getting about 8k from these items that I made, and that took me about an hour to get all that stuff together. So I thought that was pretty cool. We actually managed to do that in a timely fashion and get a good amount of money from it. And as you can see, I finished selling those and I have about 8k from it, which I thought was pretty cool. And the next thing I did, which was long overdue, was I actually finished up the Stronghold of Security. Now, I needed to remind you guys, a lot of people have been asking me, you cannot complete Stronghold of Security levels until you have set your authenticator. Setting your authenticator is one of the best things you can do as a RuneScape player, and ensures that people won't be hacking your account. It's really important. It doesn't take very long. You just need, I believe you need any sort of phone, any sort of smartphone that is, and you just go into whatever respective app store they have, download the Google Authenticator, and it will pretty much give you the instructions you need, and then you can go into the Stronghold of Security and get all your sweet loots. As I did get the remaining 8k that I hadn't picked up already from this with relative ease, because I am now high enough level that these monsters really didn't do any damage whatsoever to me. And then at the end I did pick up the rainbow boots, because the rainbow boots are pretty freaking cool if you ask me. Now I am still sitting with the Ironman gear, and I obviously am going to get higher level gear before I go into my fight with Elvarg, but I'm not really sure what I should be doing. Should I get a rune chain or should I get an adamant plate body? I'm actually leaning towards adamant plate body, so unless you guys have an objection to that, I think that's what I'm going to do. It's a cheaper option, and as I am going to try to get the rune plate body afterwards, I don't really see any need of getting a rune chain body before going to fight Elvarg, as I'll just be replacing it fairly soon after. And as you can see here, I get to the final level of the Stronghold of Security, go to the cradle, and get my fancy boots, which is pretty cool. As you can see here, another big moment. I have 32k in my inventory. What am I going to do? I accidentally almost bought a rune sword instead of a rune longsword. That would have been tragic. But yes, I did buy my rune longsword. That is the best free-to-play weapon you can have, so that is pretty awesome. Well, free-to-play Ironman, obviously the rune scimitar is better, but I can't get a rune scimitar because nothing drops it. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later.